Alright guys, I don't know. I'm trying to, kind of get back into this thing, but basically I will, what I'm trying to do, I just want to get this bell housing off, because, brother, we're talking, the 4 bolts line up on top, and I think 2 of the ones on side, and if I can get just 2 more on the bottom, I ain't modifying shit. I'm slapping that bitch on. So with that being said, I'm gonna take off. This is the old what do you call it? CD0. I know it's not a 9 because it grinds 3rd gear, but anyhow, I got that bell housing. So at least I'll use that as a dummy, see if I can get it on there with no modifications at all. And then I gotta double check the starter and do all that. So I already took off, this front plate. So here goes your, main bearing. I gotta basically snap off that snap ring. Probably, no, that one, I don't know, I can't remember. But anyway, because when I did the Z32, but they're, kind of all in the same. So at least I'll slap this off. I'm already loosened up these bolts on the back. And then I got to see about these. I'm not too sure if I need to. I don't want to go crazy because, like, this gear set's still good. So say if I damage a gear, which I shouldn't, because these things can take up to 1,000 horsepower. I can have gears and rebuild the transmission. So that's what's up. All right, so I got her split apart. I guess there's 2 things I want to well, not really 2 things. I mean, I don't really know. I mean, never mind, I'm over here rambling. But I mean, this looks pretty cool. I'm I know I can see like this, secondary. This is your planetary. I don't know, I forget how it goes. Something, I think, like your 4th gears here. It's like, I can't remember, 1 to 1. So I don't know. Whatever. I can't figure this shit out. It's something that I would love to do. Like, here goes, some type of, shifter, fork, and then there's another fork. And is that fork damaged? No, maybe not, I guess, but that was what, kind of pushed it back and forth. Anyways, I'm not a transmission guy. I would love to learn this shit. But anyways, long story short, there's a 10 bolt on the front. There's that snap ring. I let go of a snap ring here. I don't know if I needed to. I thought I did. Maybe I didn't. But then here. So that's what this big one's, for this bearing. And then that one's on that for that front plate, along with 12 bolts that come around. Take off the top to get to that one, and then of course your middle one's here. So I at least got that separated. Now I got this guy on the ground, trying not to trip over, and basically we're about to find out in about 5 minutes if I am. We're gonna start doing some planning out. So alright guys, I'm about to go and put this on, and then we'll get an update. Wow, looks good like that, but I can only get those 4 bolts on top. Those line up. The dowel pins don't line up. Starters don't line up. And like basically how I had said before, everything on the bottom. So it's like what I can do, well, next course of action is seeing how much I could find 370 transmission, but then I don't want an internal slave cylinder. So that's the issue with going with, a newer tranny. If I were to, and then when I start talking about that, like, I just don't want that internal slave, because I just hear about, and plus I know that with this car, I don't know why, but I go through slave cylinders like at least once a year. So I don't know, clutch, why, don't ask me. But anyways, long story short, I think I'm, every time I start talking to myself about this, I start running into this. So I believe there's a kit to where it changes out this front plate. Well, not this plate, but what if I could put that front plate on a newer tranny and then make it a rear? or external slave. But I believe some vendors make a kit where that plate changed from an internal slave to an external slave. Maybe, I don't know. I have to double check. So now we're looking at the cost of a transmission, and then, you know, that whole conversion kit or whatnot. Or I have that bell housing there, that guy, and then I do like what I was saying before, you know, like I would cut here, and then down and around, and then leave this thing whole, and then do the same thing, like come back up to probably right here where the cutout is for the what do you call it, crank sensor, and do like that, and then, you know, I don't know, and then weld back, brace it, do a whole bunch of like sloppy shit. I don't know. I mean, if a new transmission is like $1,000, I know what the fuck I'm doing, cutting and welding. But if it's $5, then I don't know. Decisions. Never can tell, but at least it looks like it's working. So we'll see. Now I made this garage a mess again after I just spent about 3 hours cleaning it up. But I don't know. We'll see. I'll let you guys know what the decision is. So at least my original plan of the top 4 did mount up fine. It's just a matter of now cutting out the rest. But at least I can, if I decide to cut that out and then leave that bolted up like a jig, and then get the bottom one, do my measurements, cut out, and then fit it in, and then I can bolt that up to there, and then just weld that whatever I cut out onto here. The only thing, when I cut that out too, I got to remember the slave cylinder position. But we'll see. We'll make something happen. All right, guys. Like.